We're back.
We are back. We're back with Connie Celica. We've stolen her back from our friends at Vibrant Performance.
She's been in a spa for the past couple of months.
Yeah, she's been getting the full treatment there, and now she's back into her more humble abode where we will continue the build, including these adjustable upper rear links from our friends at Stage 4 Motorsports so that we can center that rear axle and take a drive shaft measurement. Plus, we got some work to do up front.
There's some swappage, some change, a little tweaky.
We might have made a mistake up there with something that we need to fix, so watch the episode. You'll see. Yeah. By the way, check out my sweet new Celica t-shirt, everybody. So good. Oh yeah, look at that. All right, Mr. Moose, what do you got in your hands?
I got the stock OE upper link for the axle, and we have the Hardrace adjustables, so I pre-adjusted it. It allows us to get full adjustment to allow us to shift the axle backwards and forwards. Also, rotate the axle to set the pinion angles.
Right.
So the main thing is to move forward. With only one link on the rear, as we adjusted it, it moved the axle forward and backwards, but it also swept the pinion angle would change.
Yeah.
So this allows us to shift and adjust pinion angles and get it centered. So
right.
That's why we went to this, added the set of links, the upper links.
Yep.
So
and we should mention we source those from our friends at Stage 4 Motorsport. You check them out on the internet if you need any Hardrace stuff. They're good for the hard race.
Yep.
And all kinds of other goodies too. Check those dudes out. They're legit.
Yippers.
So let's try to slam it in there, Moose, and see if we have made progress. We're hoping that we can shorten these links enough to move the axle to where it needs to be. It looks like we can only shorten it by maybe an inch, but that might just do it. So we're going to find out. And if that's not short enough, then we may just have to
machine.
Yeah, shorten the
body itself
there. Shorten that a bit if we need to.
Because we definitely have enough length with the.
We do have plenty of length, yeah.
So even if we were to take a 1/4 inch each end off,
yeah,
that'll give us the extra range. Well, we won't know until we try it. So we don't have the right size bolt because there is a 2nd gen Celica versus 86 difference. The Celica's bolt is much bigger than the. So we went out to get some slightly undersized bolts just to test fit processes, but will get us through the day.
Yeah, we're gonna have to order some proper A86 bolts and nuts for here. So anyway, this will get us test fitted and see if we can center the axle.
And so I'll just do the other side, and then once both sides are in, we'll roll everything forward and see what happens.
Yeah. Well, looky here. That spring looks like it's in good alignment now, Moose. It's pretty much vertical, isn't it?
And even though, if you look before, we were having some clearance issues.
Yeah.
The back here.
Lots of room back there now.
And that's in part due to the fact that the whole axle was pushed back.
Yeah.
What we did is with the new arms, they ended up being about an inch shorter. I shortened them as much as I could, which is they're at max right now. We may end up having to machine them a bit smaller.
Yeah.
To give us a bit more adjustability.
Yeah, we need to shorten them maybe
an inch in total.
Yeah.
Well, initially we centered it in the opening.
Yeah.
That sort of made the sense vertically, but we had to look at some videos.
Yeah, and the wheel well. Yeah, the axle actually sits forward of the center line of the wheel well lip here. Because the way the line works, it kind of opens up here on the fender line. So we discovered looking at some stock photos that the gap behind the wheel is about twice as large as the gap in front of the wheel. So we used a bob to kind of find the middle, but then we discovered the wheel actually, and thus the axle needs to be forward of that center line by about, what, an inch?
An inch approximately.
Yeah.
And that makes sense because when we initially set this up, this was sitting, the
spring was sitting back about, on the lower perch, about an inch. So.
And everything seems to be, it's lining up really nicely.
Yeah, it is.
So, I mean, I'd say that's a win.
It is a win, no doubt. And we can fix the pinion angle now with the lower adjustable white line arms.
Which I just loosened them off. I just did about 1/2 inch at this side. I'm going to go to the other side, do the same thing. I'll probably just take a measurement on the arm just to get them close, at least at a base point.
Yeah.
Once I get everything squared up and get the flange for the pinion angle.
Yep.
And if it's close to where we want to be, around about 0 degrees, then, and if this all looks good, now we can take a measurement from the flange on the diff to the flange on the transmission. Send that information in and get a drive shaft made.
Yeah, that's right. We're going to send that off to Excessive Manufacturing, and they're going to make us one of their custom aluminum drive shafts.
Yeah.
Difficult to get a straight on angle on our angle gauge here, but take my word for it when I say we are pretty much bang on 0 degree pinion angle. It's slightly downward, maybe a degree, which is actually a good thing because as the weight transfers to the rear, that pinion angle will zero out, which is nice. Do you feel like that's a straight shot?
Yeah, I'm pretty much, well,
because it would say it's just pretty much bang on 52 inches to the face.
and I'm right on the nose of the output shaft.
So the nose of the output shaft to the face of this
Flange
is 52 inches on the nose.
Like bang on 52.
Bang on, yeah.
Okay.
Seems about right.
So that is our baseline drive shaft measurement.
All right, well, let's move on to the next job.
Cool.
This is like a flashback to, I don't know what episode, where we built this steering column to mate the Celica to our E86, actually our MR2 steering rack.
Yeah, we did the steering rack, what's it called when you did chairs, the musical chairs.
It's now time to finish off the steering column. By finish it off, I mean just kind of like final assemble it. So we need to kind of glue the inner and outer shafts in.
There's a sleeve which slips over here and allows for the vertical adjustability or the
collapsibility of it in an accident, yeah.
And then the fun part, so we're going to put a bit of bonding with the Toyota. Actually has an adhesive in there just to kind of hold in place, so it doesn't rattle around, but it'll break free when under impact.
Yep.
The fun part though is going to be getting this sleeve, this ball bearing sleeve to seat. I think I'm going to have to figure out a tool to tap this down.
It's too tight right now?
Well, because it's designed to be it's a pressure fit with the ball bearings. Mm-hmm. But so
a little grease in there maybe?
Yeah, actually a little bit of grease, and I think I'll just use a bit of flat bar and a dead blow just to tap it down. I wonder if I should take a measurement. Installed.
Sometimes at night, when I look up high, I see a falling star in the sky, and I wonder how, and I wonder why.
I may have jumped the gun removing the column from the car before we took a measurement while it's in the car to determine how far the
outer
upper
sleeve
column sleeve is meant to mate with the lower sleeve. So Moose has put it back in the car, got it in position, marked the penetration point with some tape, and now we're going to do some penetrating with that ball bearing sleeve that joins the two halves of the column together. Make a ducka ducka. All right, Moose, are you winning yet?
No.
What's the plan here?
Line up the inner shaft so it goes over top.
Yeah.
There we go. Make sure it is square. There we go.
Look, everyone. He's dripping in man sweat. His eyes are stinging from his pure manly essence oozing from his skull. What a sight. What a sight, everyone. He's discovered a new and more violent technique, everyone. He's striking the bottom of the shaft with his hammer.
And sweating more.
All right, time to put it in, and then I think once it's bolted to the car, it'll be easier to kind of
set the final adjustment.
Yeah, make a final tune on that. We should be good to go.
A tune, well, a hammer in.
All right, Moose is just putting in the last couple of bolts down here at the base of the column, sealing it up to the firewall, and this is a semi-finished install. That white sleeve with the ball bearings on it still needs to get tapped down into the column a little. Moose is going to make a tool for that, which we'll show you in another episode. So we're not 100% done here, but we're as done as we're going to be for the day.
And the main thing is, before we had all the slop
in it, but now all the slop's just in this cheesy hub and steering wheel,
which is completely
the steering wheel's basically broken. But I have a new one. Don't worry. I don't know where I put it, but I have a new one. See? I told you I have a new one. It's actually out of Pete's Porsche. he stole the one out of the Mullet, so I stole the one out of the Porsche, and I think it's actually kind of perfect for
It's the right look
for
and
Connie.
style.
It's got that vintage look to it. I think it's going to look nice in there. More importantly, it's not broken. Let's move on to fixing the front suspension boo-boos.
Let's dry off first.
Oh yeah, maybe you should jump in the pool.
And, well,
We'll hose you
that's
down.
gonna dry. That's gonna dry me off.
Well, it's a start. We've got to hose off the ooze, and then you can start fresh.
Or I can have a beverage.
A beverage, okay.
A beverage and
A breath of fresh air.
fresh air, and then
All right.
we can
Carry
proceed
on.
to yes.
Very good, very good.
Hold on, girl, now wait just a minute. I've got something to say, you should hear it. Oh, I'm happy to make time for your feelings, but you have to admit I already do.
You might be asking yourself, why is Moose taking all the front suspension off the car? And that's because we've realized that we actually put the struts on the wrong side of the car. And by we, I mean Lajos at modception.com. He makes some cool parts for this car and for the RX-8. He's a drifter dude in Europe, and
His eagle eyes.
yes, he spotted that we had the dampers or the front struts on the wrong side. You can tell from the shape of this bracket that the brake caliper mounts to. This sort of curved side is supposed to be the front of the car, and this brake line adapter back here is also supposed to be toward the front of the car, and we have it aiming at the back of the car. So, struts on the wrong side means time to swap them over. Oh, we should also mention on that front tension rod, we had that bracket at the leading side here.
It was originally
oriented with the bolt up down, and it's actually supposed to be oriented with the bolt sort of parallel to the ground.
Yeah.
So we're going to fix that too. Anyway, thanks Modception. Appreciate the input. Internet's fixing our shit. I think that's a wrap on this Welcome Home Connie episode. It's nice to have her back in the garage doing some real wrenching on her. We're going to swap the 500 series Fortunato coilovers over onto the correct sides. And next episode, you're going to see the big man here install some brakes. Yeah, we were thinking about RX-7 brakes with caliper adapters and a bunch of DIY stuff, but I think we have a little change of plans coming your way, so yeah, stay tuned for that, and I think we can promise you some more moose perspiration in the near future.
Oh, guaranteed.
Maybe
Guaranteed.
I might start bottling the stuff, and we'll put it up on our Shopify page and see how well it sells.
Guaranteed to attract the ladies.
The essence of moose.
Mm-hmm.
It's musky in here, folks. It's musky. I don't know, Moose. Look at this bolt. This is the bolt that came with the Technotoy tuning steering knuckles. It's just been sitting in my garage, and it's already gotten all rusty because it's just a
It's a black oxide coating, I think, standard.
Yeah, which-
California coating.